Good morning to everyone. I am back with another color with me in my Shop Amanda Rachel Lee Doodle Planner. It is April and the theme is tulips. I'm very excited for this theme because tulips are one of my favorite flowers. I love seeing them bloom in the spring and all of the vibrant colors that they come in. Last year in the fall, my mom and I planted about 100 tulip bulbs in our backyard. I really hope that they weren't eaten by squirrels. So far, I have seen some of them already emerging, and these are pastel tulips, so I hope they look really nice. When I used to work at a library, I had a coworker from Turkey who told me a lot about her garden, and we shared tips about how to grow our plants. She mentioned to me that tulips, although they are generally associated with the Netherlands, a lot of people don't know that they are native to Turkey and were originally cultivated there. She said they became really popular during the Ottoman Empire when the leaders wanted more tulips so that they can enjoy looking at them. And I don't blame them at all because they are so pretty and I just love having tulips in my garden. Squirrels also really love tulips, and I learned this the hard way last year when they ate all of the bulbs that we planted into the ground. We had around 50 tulip bulbs, and then in the spring only 10 to 15 flowers came out. So we've learned from that experience, and this year I decided to add lots of layers of mulch over the area that we planted the bulbs, and so far it has deterred the squirrels because I don't think they like the little scratchy wood chips that will get caught in their fur. I also tried sprinkling chili powder all around the area where my tulip bulbs are because the squirrels don't like the smell of that, apparently. They also don't like the smell of garlic, which I think is true because the garlic that I planted in the fall also hasn't been touched by them at all. We shall see how they turn out. It's getting a lot warmer now. In April, the temperature is around 12 to 15 degrees, so it's not cold anymore, thankfully, and I'm so excited to start gardening again. Last month, I also started my seeds indoors. I planted bittermelon, tomatoes, sunflowers, lettuce, spinach, and I also bought broccoli seeds for the first time, which I'm very excited to try out, as well as red pepper seeds. The seed packets always say to start your seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost, and I feel like the last frost has already finished here in the Greater Toronto area. I mean, I hope it doesn't snow again or get cold again. I'm really enjoying that spring weather right now. But to be completely safe, we usually don't plant outdoors in the garden bed until May. Usually we say after Victoria Days when it's safe to transplant them. I also want to update you on the stuff I did last month. I said that we would finish finalizing our trip to Japan, me and my friends, and we did. We booked the tickets, so we are going in July to Tokyo and just the Greater Tokyo area. We're just exploring that area. We're not going to Kyoto or Osaka or anything. We are just going to stay in the main Tokyo area. We got an Airbnb, was quite affordable, booked the tickets, our first girls trip to Japan. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Japanese architecture as well as looking at their culture, their food. I know there's a lot of cute things that I can buy, but I'm not really looking to buy more stuff, more of just getting some new experiences and taking in all of the cool surroundings that is completely different from what I have here in Canada. I say this, but watch me come back in July with 100 gachapons and plushies, as well as whatever Pokemon or Naruto stuff I can get my hands on. I've also been practicing Japanese with Duolingo for almost 900 days, and I still don't think I can have a conversation with anyone, but I feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that I can read hiragana and katakana and maybe try to make out what certain signs will say. I personally think it's more comforting knowing that you can understand little bits here and there and try to make out what people are saying and instead of being completely lost in translation, not knowing anything, maybe I can pick up a few words here and there. I don't know. We will probably be fine getting by just knowing English, but it's just way more fun to be able to understand and to communicate. So far this month has been extremely eventful, so unforgettable because I was able to experience the total solar eclipse that happened on April 8th. My brother, who loves space and astronomy, decided to fly back from the States to Toronto just so he could watch the 3 minutes of totality, where the moon blocks the sun completely and forms this giant ring up in the sky, and it's just the coolest thing I have ever seen. But we didn't plan any of this out. It was all last minute, spontaneous. Even the eclipse glasses were miraculously given to me by one of my bandmates who happens to be an astronomer. We were performing at the art gallery for one of our music projects, and she just happened to have eclipse glasses on her. So she gave them to me, and then we just drove to Quebec on Monday morning at 5 a.m. We were originally planning to go to Hamilton, which is in the path of totality, but everywhere in Ontario had a cloudy weather forecast, and he traveled thousands of miles to get back here just to watch the eclipse, so we couldn't risk him not being able to see it because of the clouds. So we could only go to Sherbrooke, Quebec, and he found this beautiful beach called La Plage des Cantons, and it was just the perfect spot to watch an eclipse because there was a cloud in the sky. There was a mountain across from the lake. There was a beautiful lake. Oh my gosh, it was just the most beautiful view. And he got to see totality. We got to see it for 3 minutes. It was really an out of this world experience. It felt like I was transported into space the moment that the moon blocked out the sun. It just felt so weird, like I wasn't on Earth anymore, because I've never seen anything like this happen. And everyone was so hyped up. They were screaming. It was really cool. I'm so happy to have experienced this with him, and I'm super happy that he got to see his eclipse that he came all the way back here for. That is it for my April Doodle Planner Color With Me. Thank you so much for listening. And my book recommendation, which is really just the one book I read last month, is Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. Spoiler, the secret is to never retire.